if you watch any of the ones they're doing on telly, someone around the table's got a new book to plug.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Tuffers was doing this one.
Talking about my own.
I'm going to be his ghostwriter. Murder he wrote by Liam Fletcher.
I reckon. Do you know what? Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Murder he wrote.
I'll tell you what, how many volumes did you get out of My Life and Times with Liam Fletcher?
Too many.
I said the day in life.
There's a trilogy there, isn't there?
Just the Town Cricket Club years.
Yeah. Encyclopedia Britannica. That's what it is.
Lord of the Ring Pulls.
This is Silly Point, an Inside Etown podcast.
Because you could argue that Head is an all-rounder, so there's another ball that you could have as well as Ben Stokes as an all-rounder.
He's saying all-rounder.
You can make the
He
argument.
don't bowl that much.
No,
he
doesn't.
Especially not in Test match.
And exactly, and Ash's
He might
test
do.
match.
He might do in one day cricket.
So Australia have got they. I know we know what's happening in the first test and Cummins out injured, but if you forget all of that, Australia have had the same the same four-pronged attack for about 5, 6, 7 years.
And it's coming to the end of its cycle.
Lyon, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood. Now for me, if we're going with a spinner, it's got to be Nathan.
Yeah, it's got to be
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not being funny. What you just named there, you give me an argument of what England players should take over there.
Yeah.
Because their bowling attack is 10 times better than our bowling attack.
Yeah.
But Nathan Lyon is in
Lyon's
11,
definitely in.
right?
If we come back to the bowling,
He's one of the greatest
Or at
spinners.
least between three of us, Nathan Lyon's in anyway. We've not heard from him.
Nathan Lyon is one of the greatest spinners ever to get on the field. So
as a spinner who doesn't spin, I endorse Nathan Lyon.
he bowls straight ones like you as well.
Okay, I occasionally bowl straight, only every now and again. So just to come back to the bowling as a whole, this is one of England's paciest and most aggressive bowling lineups that we've taken down under for some time. The Australian bowling attack is definitely better, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Archer and Mark Wood can do in those conditions.
You say it's better, but everybody suggests Jofra Archer is the real deal. He's getting any team in world cricket if he's fit and firing. So
That's the problem.
you know, I think the thing with Test cricket and what might be England's downfall is that Hazelwood, in particular, he's like Glenn McGrath with a bit more pace, isn't he?
Yeah.
His line and length is second to none. I think Hazelwood.
He would be the next bowler down for me.
I think you can't. I don't think you can leave him out.
Yeah. Before
Stark's capable of a great spell, a destructive spell.
Yeah.
But Hazelwood, he's
Stark.
he puts a lot of pressure on the batsman, and maybe
just before going to the bowlers, and wicketkeeper, we've got Jamie Smith. They've got Alex Carey. Now, for me, I would have Curry all day in their conditions. I know he's an absolute beat, but I'm not convinced that much with Jamie Smith. Don't get me wrong, he's done well since he's come in. But in their conditions, I think Alex Curry will be my wicket keeper in the
well, the thing with Smith is everybody knows Smith is not the best English wicket keeper. They all know that.
He's a batsman.
He's a batsman who can keep a bit.
Yeah.
Well, but maybe more than keep a bit. That's probably unfair to say that. But so he is picked because of his batting, and I remember, I can't remember who it was said, but they didn't back. What's the fella?
Ben Folks, I'm sorry.
They didn't back Folks to be able to bat with the tail.
Yeah.
So the way that England play, so attacking, invariably they're going to be 6, 7, 8 wickets down, probably pretty quick on a bad day. And they want someone like Smith and not Folks who can come in and take the game away a little bit, but back with the tail. And they didn't think that Folks could do that. So he's not the best English keeper. So if you're looking for a wicket keeper who, out of those two, has got the best pair of hands,
I'm looking
it's
at
Carey,
both.
isn't it?
I think Carey, the amount of times he comes in, you think you've got Australia under the cosh and Carey comes in and it just irritates me the way he bats and it just.
But I don't think he's going to. But he's not going to win Australia again.
No, I'm not saying he is,
So-
but he might get 60 or 70
So
when they're 150 for 4, sort of thing, and that might change a game over 5 days, where
So your vote is
where
Carey.
Jamie Smith might come in, one day he might hit 50, and the next 3
nothing.
days he might get 0.
Probably
I just think,
every England batsman, I think, innit? The way
I
that
just
they've-
think Alex Carey, on own conditions, I think he's the better man to be in the combined. I mean,
I think in the pressure cauldron that is the Ashes, you want a wicket keeper that can keep wicket.
I agree, and it's
You
the
don't
fine
want-
margins in Ashes cricket sometimes. Sorry to speak over you, Mill. It's the fine margins that can decide a Test match sometimes.
When you've got a keeper standing up to a Nathan Lyon who can turn it round corners, you want somebody that you trust his hands. That if you do get a nick, it's going to stick.
So is that?
Not he can drop 2 or 3, but he might get us 60 while we're batting.
So is that everybody saying Carey except for me?
Are you up for Carey?
Yeah, I'd go. I'd want a solid keeper.
Alex Carey.
Yeah.
Like I say, Jamie Smith might get you.
Would he bat 6, 7 or 8?
Jamie Smith might get you 50, 60 runs with the tail, but
If he cost you runs,
if he
with his
drops,
keeper.
if he
That's
drops
it.
to Steve Smith,
It's not even the drops for me. The problem I've got is it's the buys. It's the leg buys. It's the things that's getting past him. Yeah, he might drop a few from a wicket, but even if no chances come his way from a wicket point of view, if he's letting buys go past him, and
I think.
you know,
I mean,
especially with the way that pink ball moves in that day and night.
oh,
as well.
that's
We love buys at Earlstown, don't we?
I think, yeah, well, he's in, isn't he? Where are we up to now, Fletcher?
we didn't really decide on. We're all over the place, to be fair.
Yeah.
We are all
As
over
is the
place.
way when we
Did-
pick a side.
I was gonna say,
Did we pick Harry Brook for number 5?
Yes,
We-
we did.
We picked
yeah.
5, and then
We picked
Fletch
5.
picked 6 for
Hang on, you
Stokes.
picked Nathan Lyon at 11 first.
You put.
No, you put
Stokes
like we were just choking about him.
Well, Stokes is shooting surely at 6. But,
Is he though?
I'm thinking.
Is he though, Fletch?
Well,
You mean at 6?
You
You don't just mean it. You don't mean in
What
the
No, I
you
mean
mean-
at 6. I don't mean not in the side. I
Let's-
mean at
you mean
6.
Let's try and
That's
salvage a
number
bit of
7.
order by going to number 10. Now, my argument with that would be Hazelwood.
Hazelwood, I agree, yeah.
We kind of started the discussion.
You can't
didn't
bat, can he?
He can't bat,
He's
no,
not gonna
but
do anything
he's
with
line and length, really
That's the thing.
consistent.
You can't just go even on those pitches in Australia. And if you listen to anyone like Michael Vaughan, who's been there before, he's quite happily saying Australian pitches aren't like that anymore. Australian pitches aren't just hard and bouncy and fast. It's all changed. You can't just go to Australia and go pace. You need something that's going to be, and Hazelwood is so consistent.
Like,
You know, there's calls for Scotty Boland as well, who's, you know, his record in Australia is amazing, but for me, he's not.
Don't
He-
think
he's
he's
not
in the form.
not in
honestly,
the
God,
form
right,
of his life.
I know.
Chris Orme, part-time weekend bowler. I'm one of the opening bowlers for the second team.
All right, Chris. So we've been at Etown together for 3 years now, but I'm going to ask you some questions as part of Meet the Players. So I know you've been playing for a while, but what first got you into cricket?
So mine's a bit of a strange one. I know a lot of people say that they start from when they were young and, you know, it was a family thing, but cricket just, from where I'm from, on the north side of Liverpool, cricket just wasn't a thing, especially from the family. So I started when my mum and dad was able to afford cable TV back in the mid-90s, and I was able to start watching live cricket tournaments. I think it was the 95 World Cup was the first cricket tournament I ever watched in India and Sri Lanka, and that got me kind of hooked on watching it. I never ever thought about playing it. And then, luckily enough for me, my dad decided that he couldn't play football anymore because his body was failing him. So he decided to play for the work cricket team. Took me along to watch, and just seeing it live got me hooked even more. And then the natural progression was when he had to retire from cricket in the early 2000s. because his knees were just getting worse. I kind of inherited his place in the team, and I carried on playing for his work team, even though I didn't work there, until that team sadly folded.
Well, don't inherit his bad knees, please, Chris. I kind of know the answer to this one, obviously, but how did you end up at Etown?
So I've been playing since that. I started playing cricket for my dad's midweek work team. I then kind of moved on to try and play a little bit of weekend cricket, but I've played for a few clubs before, and for various reasons just didn't work out for me at all. So then I kind of stopped playing weekend cricket. I just focused on the midweek cricket, and when that finished, I started up my own team, which Dan and a few others were part of, playing LMS cricket, which is a version of 2020. And then obviously playing LMS, I played against a few teams, including some folks from Etown. And when I wanted to give weekend cricket a try, Etown were the one that said, well, come and have a go with us. And, you know, two odd seasons in, I haven't looked back, and I've enjoyed every minute.
Yeah, and getting your ear chewed off by me to come down wasn't to help with that either. So, did you set yourself any personal goals for this season, and did you meet them?
So, last season was my first full season at Etown, and I got about the wickets I thought I'd take, but I missed a lot of games due to holidays. Basically, my wife likes to book holidays during cricket time. So this season I had two goals really. One, I wanted to try and get to 50 wickets for the club, and two, I wanted to try and get to at least 30 wickets for the season. And luckily enough I did. I mean, I've been 54 or 55 for the club now, and 31 for the season, so goodness knows what I'm going to say for next season, but you know, I need to start working on that now.
Yeah, it's never too soon to start getting yourself ready for next season. So I'd be very interested to know this actually. What's been your most memorable moment on the field so far?
There's been two that kind of stick out for me, one from last season and one from this season. Last season we had a game away at Bearscough, the second team, and I think we were the only game that was on in the league because it was pouring down with rain, but luckily enough Bearscough were able to get the game on. The outfield was soaked, the pitch was soaking wet, we were sent in to bat. We got rolled out for about 80 odd, I think 84, 85, and as we were walking to the back we heard the Bearscough captain at the time say, this should be an easy win for us lads, so I'm going to change the batting order around and give other people a go. And if my memory serves me right, then I think we won that one because we bowled them out for 47, I think, when they were chasing, and I took 4 for 12 I took in that game, and they were, after myself and Mel finished our opening spell, they were 7 or 8 wickets down, I think they were. This season it's got to be the Hampson Cup win. That's a massive, massive win for us, and you know, the two games, the semi-final was a really close game, but when we rolled up for the final, I don't think I've seen as complete a performance from our second 11 side. We scored 160 on a pitch that you should never score 160 on because it was, again, wet, damp, the weather had been awful, we were playing through some of the most awful weather. And then when we came to bowl, we won by nearly 80 runs because I think we bowled them out for 77 odd. And the fielding was great, the bowlers were great, the batsmen started it off, and it just capped off a really great season where we finished in second as well. Yeah,
absolutely fantastic season for the seconds. So you've shared the dressing room enough with me to know that I am a bit superstitious. I was just wondering, do you have any kind of like mental and physical preparations for a match, or any ritual superstitions?
Not really for me. I'm one of the few people, I'm a bowler that that doesn't like to play in between games. I know a lot of batsmen say that they need a bit of rhythm and they need time, and then bowlers do the same, but I've found for me that since playing for weekends here at Etown and dedicating myself to that, I don't play midweek. I find if I play midweek, I kind of lose focus and I lose my rhythm of a weekend. The only thing I do, which is a bit strange, is I try on the morning of a game on a Saturday, I try not to eat or drink much. I try to eat very little. It's normally just the same thing, and I try to have the same lunch as well for in between innings, and this season it's worked for me massively.
Cool. And finally for you, Chris, one quick question. If you could have any cricketer, past or present, play for Etown for one match, who would it be?
Left field, but for me, it would have to be Wazim Akram. I watched Wazim in that World Cup. I've watched him play live for Lancashire as well, once I started getting into it. And I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as good as Wazim Akram, but Wazim didn't have a massive run-up when he was bowling, neither do I. Wazim let his arms do it, same as me. Now granted, he could swing any kind of ball, he would take 10 tons more wickets than I ever would, but just the way he did it and the art, and it was just so free-flowing. I'd love to see, on an early season Etown pitch with a bit of grass and a bit of swing, I'd love to see that left arm of Wazim Akram against anybody.
Well, Wazim definitely puts the left in left field.
He does.
Well done, Chris. Thanks for your time. This has been another episode of Meet the Players.
There's one lad who should be in this team who's we've not even mentioned. I know he's not making the first test.
It's not you again as a Fletch, because you were in both of the teams that we did the second
Paddy
time.
Cummins should be definitely in that team.
We haven't finished it.
We haven't got there yet.
This is not for the first test, is it?
No, this
we're
is
doing
combined
combined
overall.
Ashes and we haven't finished.
Well, right,
We've
Paddy
just
Cummins.
so we've put a 10.
Right,
we've
so
all agreed
he
with
should
10.
be 9 then.
If we're going to stick with what Fletch says, Stokes is going to be 6, and then you've got Carey at 7. We've got 8 and 9.
So then
We've got a spinner, and we've got not an out and out fast bowler, but we've got a line and length bowler. So there's a discussion for 2 spaces between Cummins, Stark, Wood, Archer, and I'd even throw Bryden Carson there, potentially. But then, if you're going for pace, then you're not going to include Carson.
Well, I think at 9, my vote for 9 would be Archer, because I think Cummins can bat a bit, got a bit about him, hasn't he? Whereas I don't think Archer can. Archer's probably 11, but I think he's probably can hold a bat better than Hazelwood. So, I think that express pace.
I would just like to throw out there now, for me, I wouldn't. If we're looking at combined, as much as I like him, I wouldn't include Mitchell Stark in this.
No.
Simply because he's very, like what Fletcher was saying about Stuart Broad, he can be on it at times, but then it can be god awful and can be hit everywhere. If it's swinging and he's got it right, great, but he's too reliant on the swinging ball. If it's not swinging and the conditions aren't there, he can get tanked for 7, 8 and over.
Yeah, of course he can. He's one of them bowlers, and say like
you can
just said there.
You can look at all the bowlers and say that as well.
I know, but he's an impact bowler for me. Stark, like you say, early doors. If he's swinging,
he'll definitely get wickets. There's no two ways about
that
it.
pink ball test. He's playing the pink ball test. We know he's playing the pink ball test because he's going to swing it.
He comes back. He can bowl a 6-7 over spell early doors. He comes back and he gets absolutely hammered. If the ball's doing nothing for them,
So
I reckon Cummins has got to be in that team.
I agree. I think.
But maybe not at 9 because he can bat more. Than
Well, you can put Cummins at 8 for argument's sake, and then the big question is who's at 9? You've got Archer, Mark Wood.
Archer would get my vote for
Atkinson.
9.
I think Wood's got more control.
I think Wood is.
Bryden Carr, Scotty Boland, Mitch Stark. So that's your argument. Hang on, you was having a go at me putting Stokes in 6. What do you want me to put in then?
I think of that. I think Mark Wood is the most devastating of those bowlers. Once he's on it,
he's just got more. He's more control and he's more experience. I think you throw in a young lad in Jofra Archer in that.
The difficulty
Archer's 30, isn't he?
Yeah.
The difficulty here though is it's difficult to separate Wood from his injury. I know there's no kind of test series that this team is playing.
This is like FIFA. This is FIFA cricket.
Yeah. For me, it's psychologically it's different. It's difficult to differentiate.
So Fletch's got Cummins in at 8, which I think we all agree with that.
The only argument I'd have for both Archer and Wood is, do they bowl 10 overs and break down?
Yeah, but this is combined, isn't it?
This is
it's
top
one
trumps,
test,
isn't it?
one test only, and it's like
one test only.
So number 9, My vote is
What about
Archer.
Paul Webster?
Never heard of
What
him.
about him? Cam
Never heard of
Green.
him.
Who's
Big
that?
man, Dan.
Yeah.
Cam Green. Who else we not mentioned? Gus Atkinson.
No, not for
I
me.
like Gus Atkinson, but not in Australia.
He might play
Sean
the, he might
Bashir.
play the pink ball.
Yeah, he may
Pretty
play
swing.
the first one in Perth
Will
as well.
Jacks. He could.
He's such a random.
I thought I'd get him in. That's all. Just
He's such a random
I think
pick.
for me, I would
just
probably
for
go with
just
Archer.
for sorry lads.
Yeah.
Actually, you just said
Shut up
Matt
a
Wood.
minute.
No, I've listened to
You've
what
changed
people have
your
been saying.
mind.
I've changed my mind. Yeah, I think it's probably Archer. I'd back him to bowl me a 10 over spell because Wood can probably do 5, 6 maybe before he needs a blow. So of that, I've actually changed my mind and I'll go with
Go on
Archer.
then, Liam. Who's your 9?
My 9 is. It's got to be Joffa because he can just. He's another one who can take a game. He can bowl a 6 over spell early doors and
Chris?
they could be 3 down in no time.
I would have probably edged towards Mark Wood just because of the pace, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
So I think it's
So
3.
He's
it's
picked.
3-2.
And he's a
Oh,
bit more control, Mark Wood, whereas Jofra Archer can be a bit short balls that
But
go flying down
Archer
the leg.
wins.
And
But
Put him in.
the majority gets it.
There would be no. I would have no issues at all if someone said
Yeah, number 9 for
the other way
Joffa.
around. Wood over Archer. There's definitely.
So that's an
that
11.
either way.
That's a
That's
hell of an
it.
11.
Is that what we've done?
Right, should we do it then? 1 to 11, please.
Come on, Fletch. Come on,
the,
Fletch.
The combined England and Australia 11 for the upcoming Ashes series is Ben Duckett opening the batting, Usman Khawaja number 2, Steve Smith number 3, Joe Root 4, Ali Brook 5, Ben Stokes 6, Adam Curdy 7,
Alex,
Alex Curry.
Alex Curdy, yeah.
keep going. You can do it.
I've always
Come on,
thought
Fletch.
he- I thought he was
Come on, Fletch, we've got you.
bad man. What are we up to?
8.
Alex
Paddy
Kerr.
Cummins, number 8. Joffa Archer, number 9. Josh Hazelwood, number 10. And Nathan Lyon, number 11. So,
So who was number 7 then? Sorry,
Alex
Alex
Curry.
Alex
Curry.
Curry.
alright.
So it's a- so
Adam
it's-
Carey.
If you look
You
at
should
it,
me say Adam again, don't you?
if you
I
look
don't-
at actually, for me, we've actually
I think-
picked more Aussies in that than I thought we would.
Yeah.
There's 5 Englishmen and 6 Aussies.
There's a
there.
serious debate that we need to have here though before we wrap up. Who's captain in that team?
Not Smith because he's a cheat. Just got to be
and not
Stokes.
Root because the pressure just gets
It's got to be Stokes.
It's
It's gotta be Stokes,
It's gotta be
hasn't
Stokes.
it?
It should probably be Stokes.
I think the problem is with our English team going forward into the Ashes is the bowling more than the batting. I think obviously we've not done well in New Zealand with the batting, but I think in Test match cricket our batting is 10 times better than our bowling.
According to you, lot, Smith's going to concede a load of buys anyway. Doesn't matter who bowls.
Which one?
Jamie.
He's not in our combined team. Is it England's wicket keeper's going to?
No, he says
Is it Costa?
I think he's a decent
I
keeper.
get, I
I
get the
didn't- I
feeling
didn't say
Carl's
he
not
was a
too happy with the
keeper.
wicket keeper.
I
So I get you.
guarantee. Bookmark this because he'll score
So
more
here-
runs and take more catches.
So here's
Yeah.
one.
Favourite list, everybody.
As a-
40 catches.
This episode of Silly Point is brought to you in association with St Helens Dart Shop Megastore.
180.
So here's one for
40
you then,
catches,
just to
it's
kind
600
of
runs.
end it off. And you mentioned it before, Carlo, about it being like FIFA and fantasy cricket. You've got 2 squads there. Let's go even more hypothetical. If there's one player that used to be an England player or used to be an Australia player, so if there's one player of any era you can add to each of them squads that you think could make it better,
Shane
who would
one.
you go with
Shane 1.
for the Australia one?
100%. Shane 1. Every
Yeah.
batsman, whenever he got the ball through to him, you could see the batsman physically go off. And you could see the crowd.
Lift.
And people watching it on the telly. I remember I watched the Aussies, I watched the Ashes, and I was made up when Glenn McGrath
That's game in.
was out the Ashes. But every time
Yeah.
it looked like we was on top, and then they'd just go, "Here, Shane," and that was it. You knew something was going to just go Pete.
That's what you do to Shane Jones, isn't it?
Yeah. You just knew you knew he was going to come up with his
Probably
his box of tricks. And
He's the X factor, and he.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be tempted to say Ponting if it was my.
it's
thingy,
his cricket brain as well.
I think
When
probably
it's Sean
right.
Shane Warne.
That 2005 one where did he get 60 odd?
60 odd,
And he got runs in that last test. Did he end up?
Famously, never ever got a test century.
Oh, come on,
Oh, he
boys.
got 90 odd, didn't he?
Famously,
Come on,
never ever
boys.
got a
It's coming
test
round to
century.
you. Going round to
I
you.
just thought I didn't get in there first.
Oh, you've got an Aussie that we're missing here.
I mean, the Aussies are spoiled. There's so many players, Ponting, McGrath, but I can't look beyond one either. Go on, Fletch.
It's just Freddie Flintoff.
We're on about Aussies.
He's
No,
not
no,
Australian.
Aussies.
We're going to pick one each.
Yeah,
Oh,
one
right,
each.
Aussies.
I thought you were going to come like, I was
Oh,
going to like Kasparovich or someone random like that. Just
Jason Gillespie.
Jason,
Busy Gillespie.
Jeff Thompson.
Come
You
on,
know.
who's your Aussie that you would bring back from?
No
Justin
one,
Langer.
I'm surprised no one's
Justin
mentioned Don
Langer.
Bradman, to be
I was
honest.
just going to say.
A man who
Oh,
averages 99.97 in
I
Test
didn't know
cricket.
I didn't know he was on about Aussies.
Yeah.
I thought he was on about as in general.
So who are you going for? Langer.
No, that wasn't because he's a bit of a.
Can't do
I
that.
did.
Pixelated.
Yeah, pixelate that.
No, he sounds like my. Oh,
Michael Jackson.
Matthew Hayden, to be honest with you.
I love Matthew Hayden.
Great talk.
First batsman I ever saw walk down the wicket out of fast bowler. He's hell of a massive frame on him as well.
Banger.
Is that your
I'm
one?
just going a bit
Hayden.
different than what.
No, I would have gone for Shane Warne. Easily
Yeah,
I would
Shane
have gone
Warne.
for Shane Warne. this one.
Seen Shane Warne play cricket live.
If we loop it back round to England, then Fletcher's already said a name that would be on most people's lips, I would have thought. I would actually, Freddie Flintoff is one of my favourite ever players, but I'm going to actually say Michael Atherton, because I don't think England have kind of enough patience and an obdurate batsman or an opener.
If we're going random and not back in that order, it's Cook for me. Prime Cook in that team with them lot batting round him. I don't think there's.
Well,
See, I'm thinking more of somebody that can just like that and take the game away from the Aussies. I think he's
KP.
yeah. I just think
Not even
his
English.
I think his character and his explosive batting in Ben Stokes'
Right,
Bazball. I think you stick KP into Bazball,
yeah, he
and
would,
I think
he would
he'd be
thrive.
absolutely, he'd be in his element, and he just
It's difficult with KP, or I find KP a difficult one because he's acting like a prannock towards his own team.
What's
Does
it
he have to bleep that out?
Idiot.
No.
No,
What's
it's
a panic?
I don't know.
a prannock.
Bleep it out anyway.
This is a family podcast.
Who did you say? Michael
Michael
Atherton.
Atherton.
KP.
KP for
Cook.
me.
Freddie.
Freddie for me.
Come on, Banger.
See, I'm going to go even weirder because
Monty Panesar.
man could spin the ball, he couldn't bat or bowl, but you know,
Alex
well,
Stewart.
couldn't field
Off
anyway.
field.
Yeah, no. So there was two players I grew up when I finally cricket clicked with me. There was two players. One is not in the conversation, but I loved Andy Caddick. The way that man
Andy
could bowl and
Caddick.
Oh,
swing,
he was hostile.
he was hostile when he could be.
Yeah.
But
Kevin
again,
Malcolm
was not English because he's a Kiwi. But for me, and I'm going to go very strange, but I absolutely love him, Alex Stewart.
Nothing
I've
weird
just
about that at
I
all.
just
The
called
governor.
that.
I
Alex
love
Stewart.
Alex, the
governor.
way he batted, the way he was in the kept in the field. He was a great captain as well.
Yeah.
Got me on
You could argue.
Sorry, Stu Pryor.
You could argue that my kind of argument about Atherton, you could argue that Stewart could do that and go on the attack as well. And not that Atherton.
We've
could.
kind of put ourselves in a
Stewart could.
hole here because we haven't actually agreed. We've all said something different. So from an England point of view, let's be honest.
Next episode.
Next episode.
The previous.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, Dan, but I don't think, for me anyway, I don't think Atherton gets into making that with what they've got with Crowley, especially if you were talking about what Mel was saying. But can you see Atherton in the Bazball era?
No.
Jeez.
Stewart, I can though.
Stewart, Alex
Not being
Stewart can do
funny.
it.
Not being funny. Can you see most players back in the day in the Bazball
KP.
area?
KP. I could see
Yeah, but
both.
that weren't Bazball
I could see
area,
both
was
of them
it?
playing in that.
KP.
Oh, both of them as well, didn't
KP.
you?
And Flintoff.
Without a doubt.
The Reverend Spooner in the background is.
So we've narrowed it down to Flintoff or KP. Potentially in both of them as well, but
If we're talking modern era,
yeah.
Let's stick with the more modern players.
What I'm obviously not getting upset because he's not picked my player, but what more could Cook do? Isn't he
Absolutely.
our highest ever run scorer? And in
Not
that,
no more.
what was
Joe
Richard
Reed.
Gold? Well,
Yeah.
but from opening the batting and what he did in that test that we was on
Do
about,
you know what?
with what you're talking about, Bazball, I know this is like FIFA cricket and we're not necessarily
Do you
going
know
into
what?
that, but
I'd put. Do you know what? From what Carl's saying there, just
Well,
to
well,
Carl
well,
will throw a
well,
spanner in. I'd have Cook in there over Kawaja.
because we
Straight
well,
away.
Yeah, but
that's-
Yeah.
this is for the
That's-
series.
yeah.
This is,
So-
if you want to.
No,
know-
but I
no,
said this
you're
is to make
adding
that.
an
This,
old
if we can
school
put
one.
one person in there to make this team and squad,
Well,
make team and squad better.
I think that's a.
I think it's an
well,
opening
I'm
batter.
not being funny. Cook
We didn't
could
want
easily.
Crawley.
Them two openers in our team are no good, basically, are they? They're not, though, are they? They're not. They're not an
opening-
Alistair
they're not-
Cook
they're
or,
not traditional
Michael
opening
Slater or thing, are they? Do you know what I
Michael
mean?
Slater, wow,
Another brilliant cricketer.
He's
who's
a great
being
cricketer.
mentioned, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And you've got Mark Taylor. You look at our 1 and 2 there. They'd be looking at getting a county team.
I think
He was.
Duckett's been doing pretty well, but
I think the sun's coming up.
Yeah, I think.
They will be though.
All I'll
If
say.
you want players to, if you
Still
look at that top 3 there. Well, saying that the top 2.
He's gone again.
In the
Fletch.
previous years, you've got Mark Taylor, Slater, Atherton, and Stewart, and all these players. We've got Duckett and Kawaja as our top 2 for this year. That's not really, is it?
We've shown that the
yeah,
game.
but that's what we've got for picked for
Let's-
this.
Yeah.
So
Crawling contest.
I think we'll
That's-
considering Carl seems to have been outvoted on a lot of things
The
tonight.
thing is that what I wanted to say is I've actually changed my mind again. I'm
Oh.
not like this, Norm.
Oh!
As someone who has a reputation for being quite stubborn, I'm not normally like this. But you've actually convinced me
Well,
that
that's what
Cook-
the debate and discussions
Yeah,
about. Isn't it?
I think he's weirdly easily forgotten about Alistair Cook, and I don't
I think
know why.
because he wasn't so
Because he wasn't so dynamic, you know,
Scored
he wasn't dynamite. But,
tons of runs.
so
but-
I'm actually going to change my vote to Alistair Cook.
Can we have a farmer at the top of the order, though? Let's be honest.
well,
no,
yeah.
Right, so who's the England player? Because we need to wrap this up now.
Who did you say? Sorry.
I'm not budging.
I went with Alex Stewart, but that's not
Stuart,
going to get
Freddie.
it.
I'm not
KP.
budging off KP.
Well, it's if we're going on the votes, then Cook's in.
2-1-1-1.
Cookies in.
Well, in Cookie.
And
The chef.
the chef, and let's be honest, you know, like any one of those players
Yeah.
mentioned could have got in. So I think this has been really interesting. What we've realised is that the amount of talent that we've got to pick from, and
we're going to get beat 5-0.
we're going to get beat 5-0, yeah. And how many times I
Joe
changed
Glenn McGrath said.
how many times I changed my mind during an episode of this podcast. So we'll be back again with another episode of Silly Point very soon. Thank you all for watching.
Nice one,
And
boys.
cheers,
Nice
gents,
one.
for a good discussion.